Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Roy Carter from Wrecktitution Media, and didn't think I'd be making a video right after the one I made yesterday, well last night technically, 3 o'clock in the morning, but yeah, I really have to do a video today just on the news that they got the YouTube Heroes thing, as you know, as if like the terms and service updates that they have where it's like really vague and you can't talk about anything political or whatnot, which is just pretty much making YouTube just a dead zone of stupid cat videos and people playing video games. But it's scary, to be honest with you. I mean, the things I like about it is the closed captioning. Like that, I think is totally cool. If you were to make a YouTube Hero system just based off of the closed captioning aspect of it, where people are just you know, kind of taking like popular videos and doing like making it so that people who have like a hearing or like disability can actually like see what's being said and stuff, and for that I'm totally fine for that. That makes a lot of sense. But it's the when you get up to like level 3, there's like a huge there's a few, Monday Matt, a few other people have done some YouTubes on it, but nobody's actually compared it to Sesame credit. And what I have to recommend anybody who's watching this video, extra credits, I'll actually put that in the description, the video they have talking about what a Sesame credit is in the Chinese model. It's pretty much a censorship model in China where they pretty much, I don't know if it's like just the government or if they actually do have individual people that are out there to actually tattletale on people, but they have the Sesame credit system where if you like share something that's against what the government wants or what the pretty much like anything, like if you like promote something from Japan, it's even something as ridiculous as that, you get your lower score because you're not buying or supporting Chinese content. So it's, and what it is, and the things, the similarities between the fact that it's being a gamification platform where you get levels, and the more levels you get, the more little pats on the head and rewards you get. Because that's how it works. The same like the Chinese system, they have it so that it's when they like right now. I think it's just it's optional, but it's going to be made mandatory very soon. So pretty much everyone in China is going to be put under this huge, God forbid you mentioned Tiananmen Square or something about the history, or talk about some sort of paranormal, interest or stuff that you may have in that country, and you get a lower score, and it actually ostracizes people, makes it so the fact that they can't have, so they have such a lower score that if you're friends with people like that, then you have your score lowered too. And yeah, that's definitely the more extreme version, but I see a lot of parallels and similarities between what YouTube Heroes is trying to do right now. I mean, just look at what YouTube is like. The main YouTube channels now, people who have like millions of views and subscribers and stuff like that, and there's just this huge drama war going on between certain channels and people that have problems. So when you're giving YouTube the power of YouTube censorship with the flagging mass videos and stuff like that to people who obviously, I could totally see that social justice warrior people, or just people who just don't have no potential to actually understand that there are different opinions out there in the world, have their mind blown, are going to completely just go overboard with this. I can totally see that happening. And in a way, it's actually a good censorship plan, because it affords you kind of like an RPG, kind of a gamer version to it, so that you go, oh, I gotta report this person, oh, I gotta report that person for more points, oh no, like I see people just staying up all night flagging videos. And hey, for people that are doing it for the closed captioning, I think that's a great, if they would just keep the system for the closed captioning, would have been a great system. But now they have it so that you can actually, like, at the higher levels, you can get like into the parties, and you can get into the I guess the inner circle of the dark altar that is YouTube. But it's crazy. They also had a video that just got released. I guess there was asking about Juncker, and oh my god, if I would have had some questions with him, I would have asked him some real hardball questions. Nothing like she did ask the one lady who was involved in there. But then they had in the room, they were saying, oh no, you're gonna have to, you don't want to, make the wrong people mad on YouTube. If you care about your YouTube career, and there's people who are saying that it's fake or whatnot, and the video might as well be. But the fact that that this is Juncker that we're talking about, I would not be surprised if there was, they're trying to censor it, because the global, New World Order model is based on censorship. This is something that's not just happening, out of the blue. This is something that's being rolled out in an actual censorship plan. You have Hillary Clinton talking about how alternative media is the devil and how it's horrible and how Putin is controlling everything we say and do, which is just ridiculous. So the fact that you're seeing Twitter crack down, Facebook crack down, you see, the thing about YouTube is that because there's such a huge variety of different stuff out there, from you name it. And yeah, so what? Some of it is crap, and some of it is, the comment section can be very vile and, all kinds of stuff in there. But that's what makes YouTube interesting, because you have that option of having so many different... And if you don't like what people are saying, well, you just ignore their comment, or you go on and do something else. People start attacking in videos or whatnot, then who cares? Just do your own, keep doing your own stuff. So what if you get dislikes and you're heavily disliked in your bar or whatnot? It shouldn't matter. As long as you're happy and you just care about making videos and putting your points out there, that's all that really matters, But the fact that we're going to be allowing certain people, and there's a lot of people that are saying that, the way that they have the automated system with the DMCA, just like that whole just shenanigans and people flagging videos and stuff like that they don't agree with. The fact that the automated, I guess when people repealed it, they said it was anywhere from 75% to 80% that actually got their videos and their channels back and stuff. But so obviously their system's screwed up. But to make a censorship system where you're rewarding people who are definitely hey, if it was done with people that actually had maybe they should do a course and all those little training workshops and stuff that they're saying that you go through in the first couple levels, where they actually tell you, listen, free speech, everyone has a right to be on the internet, everyone has a right to disagree with people, as long as they're not, openly threatening violence or whatnot, then that would make sense. But we know more often than not with what's going on, what happened with Milo, what happened with a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook, just trying to post the video of Hillary Clinton, the most viral video of the year, and it's almost impossible to keep it up for a lot of places, because there's, this is just huge bullcrap thing of censorship, and it's getting crazy. It really is, and that's what I'm saying that's why I'm thinking about going over to minds.com and kind of using that and just kind of keeping videos and doing stuff on here. Not really, because I don't really do a lot of editing, unless I'm doing my other videos, but I'm sure you guys have probably understood that by now. I'm doing this all one take for most of my hour-long videos, and that's because I got a lot of stuff to say, really, and sometimes I drag on, and sometimes I repeat myself, but I try to do my best not to. And, I just have to say, we're going down a really hard road to censorship here, because I was watching the Corbett report. He was talking about the DNS servers going over to, going away from the States and whatnot, saying it's not a big deal, but... just the way that the UN, the EU is trying to push towards the Internet ID, and how you're hearing a lot of, especially in the mainstream media, about censoring any kind of alternative media that's not, and there's also talks about having to get a news permit where you have to apply to the states to the state to pretty much allow you to be able to do any kind of news reporting, or you can get kicked off the internet completely. And that's a really scary road we don't want to go down. And it just blows my mind, really. It really does. The rewards aspect of what's going on with YouTube Heroes 2 is definitely kind of messed up, because you never know who you could be, these kind of people, and there's always going to be the incentive to be the first ones. Whenever you open up, take Pokemon Go for example. When that started up, you see so many people that were just no-lifing it to the point where they were trying to get the highest levels. Gotta catch them all, be the first Pokemon. Except this time it's focused so that I think it was one lady, I can't remember her first name, but I think her last name was White. She was the one that replied back to Hula Girls, how she got all mad at Lauren Southern, and but this huge thing, and they said, oh, well, yeah, it looks like Lauren Southern has, pretty much agreeing with the crazy lady who's made it her night's effort to completely screw over this one Lyft driver who's just trying to do his freaking job. And so, sure enough, the YouTube, the little like diversity committee or whatnot, agrees with her, and even though she was a complete idiot, and then as soon as DeFranco comes out and says something about it, they demonetize some of his videos because it's not advertiser friendly enough. So go figure. And ultimately YouTube's shooting themselves in the foot, and they say just because YouTube is such a big website that it's really hard to to cover what needs to be, what actually, but it's being selectively enforced, especially when you have a large outlet like this. And you hear just in the past all of the words that Eric Schmidt has said, from Google, everything where he has like his girlfriends, when he takes them to like private islands in different areas and like has them flown around, has them with like disguises so that nobody finds out about it, because it's okay for him to have his privacy, but God forbid the average person that has their own content or has just the internet connection whatsoever, you can't have your privacy. That's what it comes down to. It's totally ridiculous. So I'm going to probably focus more on Minds.com, and also kind of I'll be uploading my videos over there very shortly, so you could be looking for Wrecktitution Media on there. I'll also try to put some links in there after maybe in my next video, because I wasn't expecting to really do anything this weekend. I got kind of a nerdy little RuneScape thing going on. They got bonus XP weekend, plus I'm part of a clan, so I'm kind of working on that. And yeah, I know it's kind of pathetic, but hey, I've got like stuff that I like to do from my hobbies and whatnot, and I'll leave it there. But it's crazy to say that there's not going to be any repercussions from this, or that it's going to be a good system. If they, like I said, if they would have just stuck with the closed captioning for the YouTube videos, that would be awesome, because that would be a great service for a lot of people out there who have. But that's the thing, they take one part of the good idea and they put it into this huge kind of gamification of censorship, and making it so that if they would have specific rules, then that would be one thing, but their rules are very vague, and it could be almost to anybody who, especially any political content. Like, do you really want to do that on a social media platform? It just doesn't make any sense to silence any kind of political discourse, or kind of any kind of dissenting opinions out there from what's being brought out in the mainstream, because YouTube used to be an amazing thing for that. You're looking at like DeFranco now, he's going up against I guess like the giants like BuzzFeed for like some sort of like Streamy award. But I'll be honest with you, I was looking at like how like you're allowed to vote like 100 times a day per person, and I'm just like, that's so stupid. If you're gonna have a vote for like a news or channel or whatnot, at least do it so that it's one vote per day at least, or maybe just one vote in particular for like that. Just one vote. Whatever happened to democracy that way? Now you're just like, I count for 100 people. And you're just sitting there like refreshing like 100 freaking times. It's ridiculous. And oh man. But yeah, it just goes to show you how much, especially when BuzzFeed wins it. Like BuzzFeed, the most like stupid channel on YouTube. Seriously, all they do is all about racial segregation and just trying to get people against each other. They'll never do 20 questions for bankers and how they're fucking over the world, not paying any taxes and screwing over everyone else, and creating racial division. But no, you won't see 20 questions for central bankers, because A, they are too rich and they don't want to do that shit in the first place, and B, it would screw their entire bullshit narrative of all the other culturally based 20 questions or whatever amount of questions they've fucking done beforehand. Just a total freaking joke of a channel. Pretty much made for just people that have absolutely like nothing to do in their free time. That, every now and then when they do like you do like a certain number of things about like either celebrities you didn't know or something like that. Those channels are kind of useful for people who are into like the pop culture, or or even for people that don't really follow pop culture and every now and then want to get a refresher course or something. So then I guess those channels are good for that. But for news, hell no. Anyways, yeah, we're definitely going down a very slippery slope with this YouTube Zeros. I want to be the very best YouTube Zero Enterprise. From my mom's basement, I will understand. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Yep. So it begins. And I know they've had the hashtag YouTube party is over, but the fact of the matter is, and I covered it in my last video, there's been people like We Are Change and other channels out there that have been demonetized. Just like Press for Truth, Dan Dix, the guy's Canadian. I have huge respect for him. Like the videos that he's done. There's plenty of people out there that have like their own YouTube channels in Canada and stuff that are getting out there. And I'm also noticing that there's more people that are just kind of starting up their own channels and doing their own content. So it should be interesting to see because, it's going to be selectively enforced. So, I mean, the more people that join this YouTube's points program, and I can imagine as soon as it gets implemented with the hero aspect of things, I could see a lot of people like right from the bat that are going to want to sign up, that are going to get drawn into this stupid thing. And when you compare it to the Sesame credit system, those people who are total high ranking and are good little puppets of the system are usually the ones that are getting so that's easier for them to get loans, easier for them to get for houses, and easier for them to travel. And I just see the parallels between just the reward system that's given for using censorship as an excuse, really, as a gaming model, which is just a really scary thought to go down. And I'm sure there's probably gonna be more videos about this, just because like right now most people are just kind of hearing about it. So well, at least I just heard about it. I've been paying attention to more like pressing issues, what's going on around the world, and the geopolitical situation and everything in politics. So should be interesting to see how that rolls out. And I just really hope it doesn't go as crazy. I mean, I hope I'm just kind of being a little paranoid, but but the truth is, I'm a small channel, so nobody's going to come to my defense if I get taken off because I've said a few things, especially my views towards climate change and a few other things, and like the alarmism that's being spewed over, and how it's not being used to actually properly protect the environment whatsoever, or to being invested back into the communities where they're taking the money in the first place from, or being put on metallurgy companies and left off for the average taxpayer. But no, everybody gets taxed higher. Everyone has to pay more. That's just how it is. And eventually it's going to end up to one of those 80% to 90% tax systems where people just don't make much money. So that's the one thing I definitely disagree with, the whole socialist aspect of things. But I mean, that's mostly because a lot of the money we're paying in taxes goes towards the central banks anyways, for that whole spiel. And so anyways, it's going to be kind of interesting to see, like I said before, just this rollout of censorship. And when you have and the thing, what's kind of interesting about this is that it takes the pressure off of the actual diversity team, the people who are actually paid to to bring out all this new you can't say anything that hurts someone's feelings. And when you look at all the main there's a lot of channels out there where it is just people that just kind of make fun of other people's videos and stuff like that, and they call them cyber bullies and crap like that. But seriously, if you have a problem with somebody that makes a channel where you never really see in your life face to face, unless you have a lot of views and stuff like that, and you get more into the community aspect of things, and you go to conventions and whatnot, and you see that person there, and if they're trying to start stuff with you there, then drop those motherfuckers if they get in your face and try to fucking screw with you. Don't take any of that bullshit from anybody. But online or whatnot, if they have a problem with you, then so what? Let them have their beef with you and let them say what they want to say. It's all part of free speech. And but the fact that it actually allows people to kind of be kind of like the silent, the silent censor, the silent thought police on the internet, because you can pretty much just, flag a bunch of people who you don't agree with. And I'm sorry, but the social justice warriors, the people that just, you see them freak out when you see someone that has a Trump hat or something like that, just goes to show you just how mentally retarded these people are becoming. And I really hate to say that because it's kind of an offense to people who are mentally handicapped. But just the brainwashing that's going on right now, especially in educational facilities and institutions. I mean, there's some places that are putting their foot down, but I was watching look, I guess like Bering did a video when they had like they're calling her Triggly Muzz. There's this one like lady's like dressed up in the Muslim garb, just freaking out at some guy for wearing a politician on his shirt, and it's just like, come on. And then in Calgary, they had another case of that where some crazy social justice warrior starts freaking out at some guy who's wearing a Trump hat. It's just, come on. You know, the reason why you have college and university is for different opinions, and we're just seeing like this huge just manipulation of like pretty much millennials nowadays. I'm noticing that it's so trendy to hate on people who, you know, everyone else says you're supposed to hate on. You're not allowed to have your own freaking mind, and that's what's scary. And, you know, I can't say that about all of them. There's people that are starting to see the bullshit for what it is, and are, you know, especially the people that started taking, like, the chalk and putting Trump's 2016, and they called it the chalk and egg, and they had triggered people all over the place. We need to have crisis counselors! Oh my god! Total freaking joke. Like, grow a fucking pair of balls. You hate Western culture so bad, go over to Saudi Arabia and see how that works for you. Anyways, but, yeah, I hear Libya's got plenty of real estate, so you can go over there, start your own little social justice warrior, you know, try to, you know, get Boko Haram to accept trannies and see how well that goes. Oh my god. And I do believe some cultures are better than others, and I hate to say that, but it's true. I mean, you know, and I don't believe in that woman should be, you know, beaten and, you know, have, like, to cover their faces. Well, I think a woman should show every beautiful part of her body that she has, you know what I mean? Got no problem with that. I'm a big guy. I don't really care. I'm all about what's really in, like, the, you know, like, the personality, and, like, if she has, you know, a sweet body, then by all means, that's a bonus, right? But I'm a big guy. I'm, you know, kind of not really, you know, like, knocking them down left, right, and center, putting many notches on my big-ass belt or anything like that, but, you know, I just don't see what the whole hatred on Western culture is when there's a lot of free, independent women. Like, look at all these, like, crazy feminists. You wouldn't be able to go off and start freaking out at men for no reason in some Middle Eastern country. They'd be like, oh no, she is possessed by the demon! Smack! Stone her to death! You call that privilege? I don't endorse violence whatsoever. I'm just telling you how it is in different countries, you know, like, so, yeah. So I guess we'll have to see what happens with this whole, Sesame credit style YouTube heroes, and the fact that they try to make everyone feel like heroes, like a bunch of keyboard warriors with a cape and stuff in some, like, dark basement. Just... Oh my god, that's so sad. But you know what? If it was, like I said, if it was just the closed captioning aspect of things, or if it was like from other things too, like the answering the questions that they had in there, I think whether it's the community tab, I'm not too sure, but I think you have to get a certain amount of subscribers before you even get access to stuff like that for the wide variety of tools they have for censorship. Yeah! And they make it, and the funny thing is in the YouTube video, YouTube Hero video, is that they make it so, like, just, like, so trendy and so awesome. And what a wonderful reward system. You can get access to stuff that may not be released beforehand. Be like, yes, the Electric Gulag 2.0. You get to be the prison guard. Go into this electric room and just be able to choose all the different channels. You get to take down certain videos, and pretty much like the electronic guard in the tower. Oh man, you get to be the YouTube Red Guard. See how well that goes. And yeah, like, I'm making fun of it now, and I'm kind of you know, maybe blowing it a little bit out of proportion from what it actually may develop into, but yeah, I'm just... This is not just a happenstance coincidence thing where there's just this huge... it's not just on social media. It's not just on YouTube. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It's pretty much on the main drivers of social change. The you know, and the thing about YouTube and these social media sites is that they used to be for positive change, positive development, transparency in government, but now it's just... I'm starting to see this just kind of crack down on anybody who has an opinion anywhere right of Mao Zedong. And it's screwed up. It really is. So I guess I'll have to see what happens to, like, main people who in like the channels and stuff, and see who starts getting taken down first, or if it's going to be selectively enforced, or if they're gonna take down the smaller channels before they hit up the bigger channels. Because I mean, there's so many different directions this can go, and it's not going towards a free and open society. It's not the free open internet. It is, you're pretty much getting all these YouTube heroes to do the bidding of the diversity culture of YouTube. So that could be definitely problematic, as the feminists call that. But yeah, so guess we'll have to see how that goes. I'm just going to be looking more into... I'm going to still do videos and stuff. There's definitely no getting around that, but I probably will just kind of use this as an experiment on YouTube. I'm thinking about definitely making a website and kind of managing it that way, and also breaching onto like Minds.com. And the sad thing about YouTube is that, yeah, it's been around for quite some time now, but unfortunately, if they keep going the way of censorship, it's more people are going to go towards sites like Minds.com, and it's great for sites that want, like, there's going to be that market, and it's up to you. Everything from the viewer of this video to let's say you create your own content, to make up your mind and find out whether or not you want to. I mean, because there's people that are big time, that have a lot of subscribers on YouTube and or a channel, that may have opinions every now and then that vary from what the mainstream's supposed to be. What you're supposed to think out there, and or not very politically correct, and it should be like a concern to them, because there's some people that their entire livelihoods now are based on doing news or covering aspects of things, and those people probably really need to look into diversifying their portfolio, so to speak. And yeah, and I understand. I mean, I think it's actually kind of a great idea that there's a lot of people that can actually make money off of just playing, like people playing video games and on Twitch or whatnot, and broadcasting that, or on YouTube or whatnot, and they're making just tons of with the live streams and everything, and I think that's kind of cool in a certain way. I mean, definitely takes the throws the kind of like traditional expectations of you have to go out and spend like 20 years of your life in a freaking educational brainwashing institution, only to get hired at a company and start on the first floor of a high-rise building and work your way up till the day you die. And if you're lucky enough to pay off your student debt, your mortgage by that time, then so it's kind of cool to see that there's actual entrepreneurship, that people are making a lot of money and doing well for themselves, that actually are cool people and stuff like that. I mean, hey, there's tons of channels, tons of different people on here who I agree or disagree with, but hey, I'm glad that they're on this site. I'm glad that YouTube is available for the regular people just to kind of upload a video and do their own thing and say what they got to say. And there's a lot of kind of cool stuff in the community too, with positive things, I mean, a lot of people focus on the negative aspects, but I mean, that's going to happen with anybody who disagrees with other people or piss each other off and stuff like that, So I guess we'll have to wait and see how it goes, and I will leave. That's pretty much all I have to really say on that. But it's definitely the possibility of going down a darker road, and I mean, I remember how people were all up against the internet bills to try to like censor everything from file sharing to you name it, and but nobody realizes that the TPP has a lot of these clauses hidden in there, and that they keep trying to pass on not just like the U.S. model, but globally trying to pass these internet censorship laws to make it so that we all have ID, so they know exactly what you're doing, and if you do something they don't like, they kick you off. And unfortunately, they're making it so that the internet service providers are going to have to monitor more on what's going on with the people that are using their services and stuff, and that's kind of also going towards an Orwellian 1984 kind of scenario. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, and thank you very much for listening. This is my second video in the Wrecktitution series. I'll be continuing to do more, but I'll probably be getting ready for the next couple days, and also uploading some videos to minds.com and getting that whole website thing, like looking into options of what that would cost me and how to run everything there. So keep on rocking the free world, people, and this video is definitely a lot shorter than the last one, but it's one of those news things that comes and hits you where you got to report on, especially since I did a look, kind of like a search on YouTube beforehand, and I wasn't finding anybody that was criticizing the new YouTube hero system, and comparing it to the fact that it's very similar to the kind of censorship, gamification, the trendification of Orwellian communist censorship, like you're seeing with the Sesame credit in China. So I think everybody should be aware of that, and thank you very much for listening to my points. All right, keep on rocking the free world for as long as it remains free. Peace.